I said in the monologue I was about Ebola, and I am. And, David, you just got back from Sierra Leone, which is why you're sitting at the end of the table.
And Liberia. Does that mean I have to go over that?
No. You're fine there. Just don't move closer. And we're having a little Halloween party after where we bob for apples. Please stay out of that.
All right. Yeah, welcome to Gimme 5. You got to love Mar at times. I despise him at other times. But first of all, I would not sit in a studio with someone who's just back from Liberia and Sierra Leone. I would not. I would not. You have to be insane to do it. Has he been back 21 days? Has he been symptom-free for 21 days? No, they said he's just back. Well, so was the guy in Dallas who got Ebola. He was just back. He exhibited no symptoms on the plane. So I don't get it. I don't get it, especially since Mar is kind of, upset about the whole thing. Here's more.
Seriously, I mean, people are nervous, and I don't blame them for being nervous. There's a lot of talk now about whether we should have travel restrictions from that part of the world. What do you think?
If you want to guarantee that there's an epidemic that kills 1 million people in West Africa, have a travel ban. The truth is we need more flights of aid workers, health workers into West Africa to help remedy the situation.
I think they're talking about one coming out.
Yeah.
We're okay with them going in.
Yeah.
The travel ban would be coming here.
Yeah.
Yeah, which puts a hole in his stupid argument. That same stupid debunked argument that even the CDC has now moved off of. That you won't be able to stop Ebola in Africa if you have a travel ban. That makes absolutely no sense. And they have to be smart enough to know it. But it sounds so good for them to keep saying it that they keep saying it. All right, here's more.
Well, we don't really know what the situation is here because the cat got out of the bag about a week ago, and it takes more than that time to see if you got the disease. So it should have been quashed right away. I thought it was. You know, I thought America had this. I thought there's one thing we can do. Because when the first doctor came back, the one who survived it, we saw him get out of the ambulance, he had the suit on. It was like, okay, this is not the third world. Then one guy comes here from Liberia. One guy. And we couldn't keep that contained because those morons in that hospital in Dallas. Sorry.
All right, well, that's unfair to the people in the hospital in Dallas because maybe they shouldn't have sent them home. That was a big mistake if that's how it happened. But it turns out they had no protocol. It turns out they were never told what to do by the CDC. It's the CDC's fault, in my opinion, much, much more than it's the hospital's fault in Dallas. So if you want to direct your anger, direct it at the source, direct it at the people in charge. I know now we have a czar who has no experience and reportedly was instrumental in the whole Solyndra scandal. So he's the right man for the job, the way I see it. Now here's Congresswoman Barbara Lee putting her 2 cents in.
Clearly, mistakes were made, but let me just
mistakes
suggest
were
that,
made.
No, let me
really,
just
we're
say,
using that passive voice thing now?
But CDC, all of our health officials are really putting the correct protocols in place. We have to understand that this is not a state of emergency, first of all.
But they have no credibility because everything they told us so far has been wrong. So when you say that, I'm skeptical.
Right. I'm skeptical too. Now, here's more.
One reason there is panic, and you put your finger on it a minute ago, is the things that are being said to reassure people, and it's right to reassure people. Americans should not panic. People in developed countries are going to get off lightly, as usual. But so much of what is being said is clearly not true. It is not, the reason there is no travel ban is not because that you can't impose a travel ban and also have a waiver for healthcare workers. It's not true that you can't, that people under the travel ban will lie about where they've been. There are stamps in their passport, they can be traced. The reason there isn't a travel ban is because the president is making a correct judgment, the same one George Bush made about avian flu, that the small risk to America is balanced by the much greater risk of harm to West Africa that would be imposed by this travel ban. But he is taking a risk with Americans.
Well, then how is it a good judgment? He praised the judgment of the president, saying he's taking a risk with Americans. How can you praise the judgment when you admit you're taking a risk with Americans? Unless you care more about Africa than America. Your Newsmax Now updates next.